One. What's up, guys? This is Alex Fuza from Proven Martial Arts, and this guy right here, my friend Mike. Um, Mike's been a student of ours for
Year and a half.
year and a half. Yeah, about a year and a half. Um, been coming religiously and does one hell of a job. When he's here.
Well, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Not only is he doing the moves well, but he's also helping other students when they come in, which I really appreciate very, very much. So um, I want to take a quick second to thank you for that. Um, but I also wanted to talk to you and kind of give the opportunity for the people who are watching this uh, some insight as to what the Gracie Combatives program has done for you. You're a corrections officer and former military, right?
That's right.
What branch?
Army.
Army. So, um, ex-military in the Army. Um, current corrections officer for
Downstate.
downstate. How long?
9 years next month.
9 years next month. Wow. So, it's been a long time. Obviously, he's learned some, self-defense tactics. But since joining the Gracie Combatives program, um, for those who don't know, whether they're corrections or whether they're just somebody who's looking at the Gracie Combatives for the first time, what would be some things that you would tell them?
It's definitely a learning experience. It does take time to learn, but when you learn it, it makes life so much easier. Being able to think about a situation, um, being under that pressure, and knowing how to think and what to do and what not to do, and keeping yourself from basically just getting in situations you don't want to get into.
Very true. Very true. I agree. Um, Now, let me ask you, um, have you ever had to use anything that you've learned from the Gracie Combatives um, in your field as a corrections officer?
I did one time. Thank God that the inmate was already on the ground, but he was still fighting. So I was actually just able to subdue him, basically keep him from using his arm and his leg to the point where he couldn't have any fight left.
Okay. And the inmate wasn't hurt?
No, he wasn't hurt.
No one was hurt? You weren't hurt?
I wasn't hurt.
Perfect. And that's what I'll speak for myself, and please feel free to back me up if you think that I'm right or not. One of the most beautiful things about the Gracie Combatives program, the Gracie program in general, self-defense, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, is learning how to protect yourself and the opponent at the same time. You're in control of how much pressure or damage you want to inflict on the other person. If you catch them in an armbar, you can break it or you can hold them there. Same thing with a choke. So
we learn limitations here.
Exactly. A lot of times when we spar, if if Mike catches me in a choke, he's not putting me to sleep. I tap and he lets go. He's nice enough to do that to me. And
I expect the favor to be returned.
and of course, and I absolutely will. And that's one of the things that I really like about this program here is, we we always want to have a group of people who we want to train with. Not somebody who comes in, who thinks that they're big, strong, tough, and wants to show everybody that they can, beat everybody in the room. If that's
It's the wrong mentality.
it is the wrong mentality. And if that's the person that walks through the door, then you know what? we're not the school for you, and I'll be more than happy to find a school for you that matches the mentality that you're looking for. Um, but everybody in here, we train seriously.
That
You
we
know,
do.
we have fight simulation, we have um, sparring, we have we keep it live. So with actual resistance and right after a match, like let's say I catch you or you catch me right after the match. Hey, how did you do that? You know, so that way you can either avoid it or or learn how to counter it. You know, I always
Yep.
say this is the place to lose, right? Whoever I always use the example. Whoever just drove by, you don't want to ask them how did you beat me.
It won't go too well.
It's not going to go well at all. In here, since we're all friends, and forget friends, we're all family. It's a jujitsu family. We all feel comfortable and are able to say, "Hey, that was a really cool choke or armbar. How did you do that? Show me that." You know. So I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking with Mike. Um, Mike has as we mentioned before, Mike has um, a profession as a corrections officer where he may need to use the things that we learn in here for real and based on what we've gone through. How do you feel, if an inmate were to come up to you and try to you know anything can happen, but if it if someone came up to you maliciously, you know with a calm mind, do you think that would be something would be that would give you the upper hand?
It definitely would. I mean, any situation, let's face it, you're going to be scared. But this really teaches you how to think under the pressure and not just draw a blank.
Mm, very true. Very true. And many times, especially, if you're starting your jujitsu journey, day zero, we'll call it day zero, and you step on the mat, someone tries to do something with you, you're gonna freak out, you're gonna panic. Oh my God, tap! Nothing even happened to you, you know. So eventually, you start to develop this calmness and this clear mind about what really is dangerous and what isn't. Um, and once you get that, that's when you start to understand, that I'm okay here. It's like diving into the deep end of the pool.
Mm,
The first time you dive in,
it's scary.
it's scary. But once you start, you every day you dive into the deep end. Eventually, you learn how to tread water. Eventually, you learn how to swim, and then eventually, you become a shark. You know. Now, myself, I am by no means a shark in the deep end of the pool. Um, I don't want I don't want anybody looking at this and saying, "Oh, this is a black belt talking." I'm a blue belt certified under the Gracie Academy, the Gracie family. We teach self-defense jiu-jitsu, and many of the things that we teach here, um, I've heard success stories where we've had kids come to me and say, Mr. Puza, I just want to let you know I had to protect myself in a fight today. Um, I've had a story of an adult who came to me and told me, thank you so much for showing me this because I actually had to protect myself against somebody at a bar. So it can happen anywhere. It can happen at school, at a bar, in prison, no matter where. But the most important thing to understand is, seek out self-defense jujitsu. The jujitsu itself, sport jujitsu, is so much fun. We train sport jujitsu at times as well. We'll roll with each other. Not worry about getting punched in the face, and it's fun,
Oh yeah.
but at the same time, what's more important? Learn how to protect yourself from getting punched in the face, or just sweep and submit each other?
Learn how to protect each other from being, punched in the face. Definitely.
I agree. I agree. So, Mike, I really appreciate your time. If there's anything you want to say in closing, to the people who are listening, um, if not, no worries. But
Like to reach out to all my military, law enforcement, nurses, family like that. Really give this a chance and really learn it. Not only could this possibly save your life one day, it can save others as well. And I know my field of situation, sometimes it looks like we're doing excessive force. And whether you're police, corrections, even nurses when they're trying to subdue a patient, if you take the time to learn how to control a situation with using minimum force, it makes the whole world easier.
very good. Very good. Awesome. And I agree. I agree. Well, Michael, thank you very, very much for doing this with us.
Thank you.
I appreciate it very much, and hope to see you guys on the mat. Um, there'll be a link somewhere in this video description below, somewhere, maybe on Mike's face right here. Um, but we love to see you guys. Come in, pop in, say hello. I love making friends, and I love to meet you guys. So until next time, peace.